we're starting. Okay. This is a piece made of oak, as it says there. Basically, I started out with a log that was pretty infested with a lot of damage from worms or whatever. So I worked with the log for quite a while to make sure that they were all gone. And I used borax as well on it to make sure that they were all gone and that the wood was preserved. The oak is finished with a polyurethane resin that I usually use. And it came out really, really, really nice. Then I had to work on the holes. So the holes were all painted individually with black acrylic.
Wow.
I'd actually do a couple of coats to really. You can see the original wood in contrast to the finished wood. That I stained with ebony stain, and then I added the ball at the end.
Haven't we seen you do a catcher's mitt before? I recall something like this.
You have, and actually, this piece was purchased by the same person that purchased that one, because he wanted to have like a diptych. I know that doesn't exist in sculpture, but he I guess likes that idea, and so he bought both of them. And
I like this one a lot better because of the texture, the irregularities.
Yeah, it's there's a lot more work went into this, and I did a little experiment as far as the color was concerned, whether I was going to use black. Originally, I thought I would use red, and it looked terrible in contrast to the oak, so I went with the black. Which
And the base, you got the base where?
The base is actually, Eileen, it's from that place up in San Fernando.
Right.
I bought a couple of granite bases from that guy up there, and this one, I don't even know why I bought it. It was an unusual shape. It's like an oblong, and I didn't, and it's thin, so I didn't really think I'd have a piece that would fit it. And then I brought several bases down to check out which one would work with this. As you can see in the photo on the right, it's a little top heavy. So if you just set it down, it would fall over. So it needed to have a pretty weighty base. So the granite is perfect for it.
And that off center on the granite looks good.
Yes.
Was it all black at one time?
No. The piece of wood, no.
No, okay.
No.
The masterpiece. Thanks.
Was the edge burned?
No, I didn't do it. I sometimes will burn pieces to bring out the black, but this one I actually used a stain, ebony stain on it.
It is nice that it's off-centered.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you, Scott.
Can you guys
Very
hear
much.
me?
Yes, you can hear you, Perry.
Thank you.
Liz.
Hi, Barry.
Oh,
Is Liz here yet?
She had her knee operated on, so I don't know what shape she's in today.
Well, this is really beautiful.
It is. It's very nice.
wow.
Yeah.
It is.
Acrylic.
Fascinating.
It looks like somebody went and trimmed one of those palms, you know how you.
No, it does. It does.
Yeah, I love like the way the blue goes through the whole thing. Beautiful.
It makes you feel better somehow. It's nice.
Yes.
Always.
Anyhow, I made this. I actually sold it, so I
It's
don't have it
wonderful.
anymore. You take metal, make a metal, and you can clip it out or however you can do it, make a shape. And then I put all little pieces of glass on there to make it like a painting, but with little pieces of glass.
Wow.
And it's on a piece of oak. And it's set in a piece of oak, so it once again won't fall over. And yeah, I made that quite a while back. You can see it's kind of shiny on the back, and
Yeah.
Is there a front and a back? It's three-dimensional?
no, it's just a front. It happens to be by a mirror.
Oh, okay.
How did you get the metal to have? How did you get the metal to have the three-dimensional look to it? It looks like it's indentations from the backside. You can tell.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
You remember,
I did it quite a while back, and
do you remember what kind of,
I sold it and then I wanted it back. Did you guys ever do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. At a price.
Oh, I use a clear caulking, so that, in fact, you can even paint the metal, and the color will come through the clear caulking somehow
Oh.
if you want.
Hmm.
But no, that's what it is, and you have to do it a little at a time because it has to still be soft. So
The color is from the glass.
oh yes, the color is little pieces of clipped glass that kind of octagonal, like you clip each one, and then you kind of put them in the direction you want to flow, so it looks like a tree.
The operative word is on little pieces.
That was a lot of work.
That's a lot of work. It's amazing,
Quite.
Jerry.
Yeah,
It
It's an
is
amazing piece,
absolutely
Jerry. It really
amazing.
is.
I love it.
Thank you.
I'm not sure. I think I may have shown this before. I'm not sure anymore. No, okay.
Sunflower.
This was kind of just an experiment with different layers of, it's a lot of layers on there. And it's mixed media. Actually, it looks washed out. It looks better in person than that. There's acrylic ink on there. I think it's pastels, maybe some Caran d'Ache on there, and acrylic paint.
What's the white markings what's that with?
I think it's Caran d'Ache, or maybe it could even be a China marker. A
Oh,
white China.
nice colors and movement.
Thank you.
It's lovely.
Yeah, really fluid.
Very nice. I like it.
For some reason, the photo doesn't look well.
Oh, I said frequently with mixed media pieces, photos do not do them justice.
No, not at all.
I think it's beautiful. I would love to see it for real if the real version is even better.
Thank you.
Get the true color. I mean, like.
Wait, hold on. Let me get it. It's right
all right. Oh yeah, I see. It's a lot.
Oh yeah.
It's a lot deeper color.
Yeah.
I want to pin it so it's bigger.
Yeah.
Darker color, yeah.
It shines more. Yeah.
And
Yeah, there's more depth to it. I don't know why that photo looks like that, but anyway, that's it.
All right, well,
Very nice,
Lovely.
Chris.
Very nice, Chris.
Thank you.
Helen,
Oh, that's nice.
Like that.
Nice.
That my first try at the watercolor, and I took a class in Oceanside, and just to learn, because I was doing oil paintings in acrylic, and I wanted to see what that's all about. So I did, kind of liked it. But then again, I thought, I like the oil painting and it takes so long. Then I thought I better not try to continue all three of them. I just wouldn't have the time to do it. But I did like it. And
This is lovely, Ellen.
so maybe someday I'd go.
It's very happy.
It was fun to do,
Yeah, it looks it.
very
Great.
free.
Beautiful.
nice.
How big is it?
How big is it, Jim?
18 by 20.
Okay.
Wow.
18 by 20, Jim says.
Wow.
That's
I
a nice
really like-
size.
I really like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Free that it gave me, because I didn't know what I was doing, and that was a good thing because I just started in and away,
Oh,
It was an experiment, and I'm glad I did it.
yes.
So
It's
Nice.
it's dynamic.
I love it.
You can see the movement.
Yeah, I think it's
thank
lovely.
you.
The way you suggested everything, the suggestion
Yes.
of the fish, the suggestion of the plant life,
Movement of the water.
and you didn't overdo the sketchiness of it. And I like the way that the background is sort of you've brought in all the colors into the background in a more subtle way, and it brings everything together. I think it's really great, Helen. Nice.
I think you should sing Under the Sea that Disney.
Yeah, I see a Garibaldi in there.
More,
You're welcome.
Yes.
do more.
Yeah,
Nick.
more of those, Helen.
What, Phyllis?
Okay.
I said do more of those. It's
Yes,
Oh,
also
yeah.
has kind of a whimsical feel to it.
exactly.
Yeah, I like the freedom I had there. Just,
Yeah.
Whimsical is a very good word. That's what I like.
Wow.
Whoa.
Nice, Michael.
There you go.
Yeah, this is one of my
Wow.
horses back when I was into
What is
painting
it?
horses. And it's based on a photograph by a photographer named GB, and she specialized in just photographing Arabians. It's taken inside a stable door opening.
Yeah.
A lot of strength in
Nice.
that.
Oh,
Whoa.
yeah.
Yeah, I like the way you abstracted it. And I like the little coloring on the hair.
Dark stable door opening.
Yeah.
So
Very-
I love that, Michael. It's beautiful.
that's all I can say.
Mhm.
That black background is really nice.
Yeah.
Dark black.
How long
Yeah,
ago did you do that, Michael?
Probably about 10 years ago when I was into photorealism,
Oh, really?
I was doing charcoal drawings, and I was doing paintings of
Yes, Bill.
horses and portraits of people. So it's just a phase I went through, I guess.
Nice, very nice, very nice. I like it a lot.
Beautiful, very dramatic and beautiful.
Thanks, Michael.
You do good work.
Oh, Barry. Interesting.
Wow.
I think I showed this at Grandma's at one time, but I went through all our Zoom meetings and I found I hadn't shown it. So these are scraps of Brasilito wood that I get from that exotic wood place in Carlsbad. And I've basically, all I've done is the two little islands I've done nothing to. I've sanded the tops of them. And those strips are the same wood. And again, I just got a fine sandpaper and just to bring out the colors of the wood. And then I put a little air plant in to show a little contrast.
I love that. I love the two pieces together.
That's
Yeah.
a great
Very
idea.
nice.
Yeah, great idea, Barry, and an appropriate title. Very nice.
And they
Yes.
go, those two pieces just fit so well together. And they just,
Yes.
that place has a scrap box and I can't afford the big pieces. So I get that and you get it by like $5 a pound or something like that. And I got a whole lot of those, and those two just fit really nicely. And I like I've got them at the end of my passage, and they look pretty nice.
Is this red part in the middle a part of the core of the?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
It's a two-color wood
Yes.
then? Oh,
Yes.
Yes.
That's kind of the bark on the outside of, I guess, of the hardwood inside.
Did you use a finish on it?
No, just I think I went about 600 or maybe 1,000 sandpaper just to bring it out.
Yeah. Barry, I go to the same store.
Yeah.
I have some pieces of the same wood sitting in my studio. I've yet to figure out what I'm going to do with it.
Yeah.
But
I've got clumps of that too that look like a pack of dogs if you use a good imagination. But I don't like how that looks, and so I'm still pondering.
the wood is extremely expensive.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
But it's the most unusual wood I've ever seen.
They make huge coffee tables and things like that out of it at that Jeff
Yeah.
Nelson's place
Yeah.
down there that cost thousands of dollars. And these are just little scraps that I think they're beautiful.
Yep, they are. It's beautiful what you've done with it. I think
I
your
agree.
originality, Barry, is fantastic. So
Yeah.
are these just sitting on a table, or is it?
But you can see they're sitting on that's a chest of drawers, really.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Mhm. Lovely, Barry. Thanks.
Thank you.
Really cool.
Very nice.
That's nice.
Nice. Boy, I
Wow,
like that.
Phyllis.
Well, it's kind of interesting. Michael shows his very realistic horse, And Michael is actually the inspiration for this piece because I liked his last geometric pieces or kind of cubist looking pieces. And I told you last time that I was kind of in a Southwest mood. And I was doing this one as I was doing the other one that I showed a couple of weeks ago. And so it's just my play on cubism, if you will, geometrics, that sort of thing. And I kind of like the way it turned out.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Yes,
Who's
very
the artist that you, I didn't hear who the artist was that you were thinking of?
Oh, this had nothing to do with that particular artist, but what got me started on it was Beloy Vigil.
Okay. Yes, I like his work.
He does very abstract kinds of things, very simple shapes, and maybe not as hard edged as this one is. But I just had fun playing with it. And as I mentioned last time, I've never introduced animals in anything that I've done before, but decided to play with it. And
Very good.
I just kind of like the way this turned out.
I would never have recognized it as yours.
Yeah,
It's
true.
a different style than I'm used to seeing.
That's the thing about me. I have no style. I just go with my mood.
There's no red in it.
Well, there is kind of that dark.
That dark, yeah, browny red, yeah.
And a little bit under the horse heads.
Uh-huh.
A little bit.
Yeah.
But the one I'm working on now is very red, and I'll show you that next week.
All right.
Phyllis, the hard, was it difficult to do the hard edged?
Well, it's more meticulous than I like to deal with. You know, I like being freer, but I got caught up in this, and yeah, it's you know, fortunately I still have a pretty steady hand, so I can keep the lines, you know, pretty straight as I paint on it. But you know, obviously layers and layers, and you have to make sure things are pretty dry as you go into the next color, you know, to make sure that you don't get the bleeding.
Right. Did you use tape or some kind of resist?
No, it's all hand painted.
Very nice. Very well done.
Yeah.
Primarily
Very nice.
angle brush, probably about a 1-inch angle brush, because this is a pretty large piece. It's 36 by 36.
Wow.
Right.
Continually be.
Challenge.
I think it's amazing, Phyllis. It's just super cool. When I saw it the first second, I couldn't see everything, and then it just appeared.
Well, that was kind of my idea. I actually originally was even going to make the horses as distinctive as I did. I wanted one shape to kind of flow into the other. But as it evolved, I decided to let them be a little bit more distinct, mostly because I started with the Indian figure.
Yeah.
And I needed to bring those colors into the other side. And so as a consequence, I ended up making the horses a little bit more distinct than I originally planned to.
Okay, it's lovely. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Nebula, and it is
Nice.
it's longer than it is. It's a rectangle, obviously, and I think it's probably about 15 by 30. Is that right? I'd have to measure it, something like that. I used different paintbrushes with a different size paintbrushes. And kind of like Chris, I don't know that the colors really come out here. They're metallics, as well as, I don't know if there's some blue in it, but I don't know if you can catch that very well. So it was fun. It actually didn't take a long time because I used large brushes as well as smaller.
Some scraping?
No, I did not.
I thought you scraped too.
Yeah, it's nice textural effects. Lovely.
Yeah, the black background. The black background, it really, the metallics will show.
Did you start
Very
on a
nice.
black background, Carol?
No.
Okay.
In fact, I'm thinking the background is Payne's gray.
Lovely.
Nice. Very good.
Thanks.
Cool.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, those are interesting, Eureka.
Yeah.
And so I just happened upon a workshop. It's still going on. It's just 3 days, just half an hour, and then some Q&A after. It's really cool and interesting. And I can give Joan the link if you guys want to see it.
Yeah.
He's just such an interesting artist. I hadn't heard of him before, and I love him. And so he talks a lot about composition, all kinds of interesting stuff. But he encourages everybody to do 21 sketches per week.
Who's the
And
artist?
Wow.
Gabriel Lipper. He's up in Oregon, I believe.
Mm.
And so he says, you know, his concept is every 7th sketch may be decent. So I was telling Joan that the next one will be the 7th. But, and he says, just draw anything and just spend 5 minutes, no more. And he said when he started doing this, his art just exploded. That's when it really started developing for him. And I thought, well, why not do that? So it's going to be 1 hour, 45 minutes per week to do 21
Great.
sketches. And I thought, let's try it. So I've been doing it every day.
I'm
Oh,
hoping,
wow.
Ulrika, I like what you did with the sketch. Is that ink or pencil?
It's ink.
Oh, lovely.
And
Is that watercolor, Ulrika?
which one? Oh, no, it's just, it's marker.
Oh,
Yeah,
very
I have
nice.
that from my school days from doing renderings. So, and they're still
Cool.
good 20 years later. So,
Wow.
and since you only spend 5 minutes, you can't expect anything to look good. So it makes it more fun.
They look
There
very
are no expectations, but they
Yeah.
look really good.
They look really
Thank you. Well,
nice.
thanks. But I'll
Yes.
give Joan the information if
Yeah.
anyone want to look him up, because it's really fun and he's smart and he's condensed all his knowledge into a couple of half hours. And I got a lot out of it. And I just, you know, stumble upon this thing. So I'd love to share. I have just the markers.
I can see where it would help you get looser in your work and more
Definitely.
spontaneous.
Yeah, and the whole workshop is named Learning to See. So you have to learn to see it and not think you know what you see.
Yeah.
It's really nice and informative. So I'll email you, Joan, about
Yeah, I'll send it
the
out.
info.
Okay,
Yeah.
thanks, Ulrika.
Cool. All right, thank you.
Joy.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
Very nice, Joy.
Thank you.
Cool.
Acrylic. Wow.
This is the class and poetry and the figure class project more than 2 years ago at the France Marie's class.
Oh,
And everybody,
Wow, look at that.
their imagination.
Fantastic.
But
Fantastic.
I have no imagination, so I just did it.
the queen on top looks just like the king in the Hamilton show.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'd love to see it turned around.
Me
It's too
too.
bad.
Yeah.
Me too. Exactly. I was just thinking.
Yeah,
It looks like the bottom part has more detail
Yes.
on the face than the top.
Back on the bottom, so you have more contrast
Yeah.
with her hair and her face.
Yeah.
right.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah.
Yes, the upper is old and
Yeah.
the bottom
Right.
is young, and everything's no change, but the face, and
That's really
I
cool.
wonder if you can mount it on something that rotates so that you could spin it.
That's a
It's nothing, I'm not saying it's a great work of art, but this man down here, I was going through all
Oh,
my
dear.
old stuff, trying to throw away the junk because the years are going by. And I ran into this sketch of, this is my professor in graduate school at Indiana U. And I thought of him as a dirty old man going around with his smelly cigar. And as I said before, these other things up here are his works. And I have never, since 1966, I've never looked into him. I've never looked to see what kind of work he did. I just know that I didn't learn much from him, but my gosh, isn't this fantastic, his work?
Wow.
I love this kind of thing. It reminds me of something Phyllis would do with the shadowing and the details. So
Those look like animal cracker boxes.
Yeah.
I don't know
Well,
what
it's
yeah.
pretty
it's
expensive.
in
4,000.
It does.
Yeah.
So
that's-
isn't that something you've done, Phyllis, in Costa?
Yes, in caustic, uh-huh.
And I just, the shadows are just fantastic, the way he has the,
Yeah.
and the face.
Interesting.
Cool.
So in any event,
Wow, $3,000 or $4,000.
just finding my little charcoal. I think it might have been a dry brush with oils that I did this little sketch, and just
That's lovely.
finding that in my junk pile made me go look him up on Google and find out what kind of work he used to do, and it's quite impressive.
Really.
All right. I thought I'd share.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really nice.
So
Very interesting.
we've got Barry. He found
Oh,
the TV.
this
How
this is a
appropriate.
this is a photograph off the TV during the talking about the weather at this was in the Iowa or something, and it just
What is that?
just the perspective and then the white and the colors of all the vehicles just grabbed me, and Anne said, paint it, paint it, paint it. And I said, no, I'll just attach it to today and see if we get a shot of it. But why I live in California.
Right. I one year put a picture up with me with a margarita, and I said, this is why we use salt. This is the way we use salt.
Yeah, well, that's great, Eileen.
Thank you. I had a lot of fun with it.
This does have an art feel to it.
It does. You know, it reminds me of the piece that Helen did today with the fish. It
Yeah.
kind of abstract and spontaneous. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's quite nice, Barry. Thanks.
Yes.
Interesting anyway.
And the
is.
last thing we have today is another work from Michael. I forced him to dig out his old stuff.
Oh,
Wow.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
There's that thing again.
Yeah.
That's stylized from a photograph of a photographer.
Wow.
Beautiful.
She's got this.
It's one of I guess it's one of the only one that I saved that I still have. And,
What is the story there?
Screen.
Okay.
I
That's
love what
dramatic.
Yeah.
Michael.
you abstracted the space really beautifully. You have a good eye for
Yeah.
abstraction and
Yes.
form.
Composition is fantastic.
Mhm.
The head is, the feel of the floating head
Yeah.
is great.
The name Lola comes from that song, whatever Lola wants, Lola gets.
Lola gets.
Do you see that bar that goes across on the top?
No, it's just
It
going
goes on and off.
It's gone
What
off.
is that?
That is one of the Zoom things that's driving me crazy. I'm sorry about it.
Oh,
It's because I'm in full screen and I didn't know it. Zoom has a mind of its own.
yes.
Anyway, it's the last one, and I don't think I saw that bar before. It just started to come on, I hope.
No,
The
I saw it
last two.
before.
The last couple,
Yeah.
yeah.
So if I said stop share because we only have